a bit of sun, a bit of warmth, and a little bit of clarity with this constant rain that we've been having. It was just getting a little bit frustrating and somewhat dreary. And likewise, there's a bit of clarity and a little bit of security, a little bit of warmth for tenants. Yesterday, what we have come into being was the no ground eviction notices come into play yesterday under the new residential tenancies laws, and this is it. What's going to happen is going to be very, very interesting. I had a few things to say yesterday on the Monday evening property rents with Martin, and I'm just going to follow on from that. So, in essence, in a nutshell, landlords, property managers are going to be very, very careful as to what happens moving forward when they issue tenants with eviction notices. The restrictions under this, the eviction notice, the restrictions to re-let the property are going to bite a lot of people, going to bite them very, very hard. The areas that are going to be affected the most are going to be your holiday lettings and your holiday areas, such as your north coast regions, your south coastal regions, and also the regions, say, from Katoomba over all the way to all the way to Bathurst, Orange, your holiday destinations around New South Wales. Why? Because a lot of the properties that are being rented in these areas, they predominantly get rented for a fixed term lease period throughout the year, say 6 months, and then for the balance of the 12 months, typically over the holiday seasons, the end of year, they're used as homes. Holiday homes for the owners, and they also lease them out and get double, if not triple, the amount of money per week as a short-term rental accommodation. Well, you can't do that anymore, folks, because if you do, you are basically going to sideline your property for anywhere up to 12 months. So when you terminate a lease, and you've got to have a very good grounds to terminate the lease as well, and you're going to have anywhere between 4 weeks if it's if you're making the excuse to terminate a fixed term lease to fix it up, to do major renovations or renovations to the property. Your property is going to be sidelined for 4 weeks. There's also 6 weeks periods. If it's up for sale and doesn't get sold. 6 month periods if it's you put up for sale and it doesn't get sold. And as I said, there's also 12 months if you've basically given no grounds. You're saying that you're going to occupy the property, and then the house gets terminated gets sidelined for 12 months, which is going to hurt a lot of people. The game of going between short-term lettings, holiday accommodation and fixed-term lettings is over in New South Wales. As I said, not a bad thing. It's going to put a lot of property on the market, but what areas are going to be affected, and will Sydney be affected, is the $64 million question. As I said earlier, your northwest, your central coast, all the way up to the border of Queensland, those areas are going to be greatly affected. Your regional areas would be very affected over the mountains and extending into west into New South Wales, and also your south coast regions. They're going to be affected. Now, I've got family and friends that have already been impacted by the changes, although it came into force yesterday, because property managers and homeowners already knew what was happening, what was coming. There's a lot of properties now that are being placed on the market for sale, and they're talking about anywhere between 10, 15, 20% drops, potential drops in the value of homes. But these are in the regions, outer region areas. These are more to the regions. But what will happen in Sydney is, as I said, is the $64 million question. And these are my thoughts. The apartment market is going to be greatly impacted, in my opinion, in the eastern suburbs, in your lower North Shore area, all those areas that have got are used, or that have got great views of the harbour, where many have got these apartments, older style apartments, as short-term lettings, and also playing the game of fixed term, over a 12-month period, using it as a fixed term for 6 months, and then short term for the following 6 months, in order to capitalise on the tourism, capitalise on the need and the want for people to stay closer to the harbour over the end of year period. Well, it's all over, folks. So not bad news for those that are looking to enter the market in these areas. So potentially, and this is my thoughts and Dusty's thoughts, we're going to have a lot of older style apartments come on the market over the next 3 to 6 months. The question is going to be, will they be absorbed quick enough to stop the drop in price values as more and more come on market? Now, we don't need a lot of properties, we don't need a lot of apartments in certain markets of Sydney to change the dynamics of that market, as I've been saying for a very long time. Sydney is a very small market, and the local markets are also very small in comparison to the demand that's been created by all other government policies that we're currently walking and living through. So, folks, it's a wait and see. It'll be interesting, and Martin and I will keep you up to date with the week by week number counts of different data points that are occurring over the Sydney markets. But as I said, once again, the areas that are going to be affected in Sydney are going to be your eastern suburbs, your lower North Shore, Glebes, even the inner west to an extent are going to be affected, are going to be impacted by these regulatory changes to the Residential Tenancies Act. So it's not a bad thing. We're going to get a lot more property on the market, and the way that the for sale listings are trending at the moment, and they are bucking the normal trend of lowering, they're actually starting to creep back up. It really is going to be interesting to see. But here you go, folks. It's going to be very, very interesting moving forward. Hope you catch the Monday evening property rants with Martin, and looking forward to keeping you more up to date on days and weeks to come. Cheers.